Welcome back to This Week in Startups. It's our 900th and something episode, and Jackie, Emmy award-winning producer Jackie, has committed that the next 100 episodes, as we lead into number 1,000, will be a unicorn investor, CEO, or founder each time. Jackie, what a challenge. You've got the first two. You've got 98 to go. I love how Jackie, Emmy award producer Jackie, sets her own stretch goals. Incredible, Jackie. When you told me you were going to get 100 unicorns for me in the next 100 episodes, I was flabbergasted by the ambition.
Stretch goals. Stretch goals.
What a stretch goal.
Beautiful thing.
And it's so great to have SendGrid on the program because we love and use SendGrid. You may or may not know this.
You're a customer too?
Inside.com is powered by SendGrid, and we love it. Amazing. I'll give you the little commercial.
Fabulous.
We had many choices of who to go with.
Yeah.
And we did the heads-up bake-off between SendGrid and the mighty Amazon Web Services.
Mm-hmm.
SendGrid trounced it.
Woo!
Better delivery.
Yes.
Better delivery. Better API. Better data.
Documentation, I bet.
Everything.
All those things.
And the team
Fabulous.
is very humble
Thank you.
when we speak to them. And they're very helpful.
Good.
And a bunch of other H's.
That's awesome.
But
so proud to hear that. And thank you for doing that.
But that brings up a good point. When did AWS, because it was on your watch, decide they would get into the category is called transactional email you're in.
That where we started. That's right.
That's where you started.
Yeah.
When AWS came into that space, what year were you in your tenure? And then what was that board meeting like? Because you must have known they were going to come eventually.
I think the team did, again, predated my arrival. So if I went back and looked, I want to say it was 2012. Look for a fact check. It's either 2011. Either late 11 or mid 2012, somewhere in that time zone. And they came into the market, and as you would imagine, having had lots of conversations with the board and previous management team, that was an blank kind of a day.
That was an ish moment.
Yes.
Oh-ish
moment. And what was remarkable coming out of it is that it fueled SendGrid's growth. What? It actually was an accelerator, right? Totally not what you would expect.
Unpack it.
So here's what ends up happening. Amazon, being AWS, legitimizes the need for every developer on the planet to use a service like this.
As opposed to rolling their own.
Because
that was your big competitor, was somebody just throws up whatever, QMail server, whatever it is, and they're like, we can do this ourselves. We'll just rack a server.
Do it yourself. DIY. We'll set up a couple mail servers, learn the SMTP protocol. We'll be all good. And so they legitimized every developer needs one of these, created a bunch of demand and awareness for the need, and then the developers, being awesome developers, would say, well, I wonder if anybody else does this. Let me do a quick search. They would find us and then compare the two, and thankfully they all had the exact same experience that you did.
Focus matters.
And then they would say, oh, wow, these SendGrid folks have been doing exactly this and nothing but this for years. That's all they're going to do. And, we're off to the races.
Since we're in the competitive landscape, let's keep pulling this the string a little bit and see where it leads us. MailChimp, I know, did Mandrill.
That's right.
The transactional email service who went head-to-head with you. But then they deprecated that, I guess. They shut it down, or they got out of the business?
They got out of the business as a standalone service. They still offer it to their marketing customers, but in terms of a developer looking for a transactional email solution, they got out of that business.
How would you describe MailChimp versus SendGrid here in 2019? What are the differences between those two platforms?
I would say their MailChimp kind of reverted to their roots as a email marketing provider. And I think, I would say selfishly, we would say, or perhaps, in our worldview, recognize that we SendGrid were going to continue to do what we do distinctively well and at a scale that would be hard for them to match, and that they would be better served continuing to focus on their core customer as the marketer. And to their great credit, we have immense respect for the MailChimp team.
But they're going after marketers.
So
I want to build a database and have some beautiful templates. I'll use MailChimp. I'm a developer, and I need to send whatever millions, billions of transactional email every time you get a friend request, every time you get a comment on a post, a reminder, whatever. You're going to use SendGrid.
You'll use SendGrid. And that was that's where we started. And when I joined the company, I would say to their credit, Mandrill and the MailChimp team had done a nice job. They had innovated in some areas where we were so busy scaling with our customers. We're literally just trying to keep up with the service so it didn't fall over because the demand was so great on it. More of our energy was going into scaling than it was into innovating. Mandrill added a set of things that were interesting. And I remember when I first joined, it was my assessment that Mandrill was sort of eating our lunch at the low end of the market in particular.
Right.
They undercut us on price materially, and they had a bunch of cool new features that we did not. And so I remember when we joined in 2015, we set up a Tiger team and said, and they had one of those pages on their website that was, the list of here are all the capabilities. Mandrill check, SendGrid X. Mandrill check, SendGrid X. And we said to the Tiger team, we want one of those to come down every month.
Wow.
And
here's your roadmap.
There's your roadmap. Go take them down one by one, and we're going to close any gaps.
As you take them down, do you then call out?
And we literally had our
Mandrill.
our general
say
counsel.
Like, hey.
Yeah, our general counsel called theirs and said, "That's no longer true. Please remove. That's no longer true."
Because if you're doing marketing like that and it's not
factually correct,
not factually correct, that's not cool.
You can't do that. Every month, our GC would make a call and say that is no longer true. And about 6 months in, they took the page down. And then about 9 months in is when they announced that they were going to get out of the standalone market.
Let me ask you a question about, because I don't understand all this stuff, deliverability.
Yes.
Now, I am a huge fan of email.
Yeah.
Because I watched trying to make it work with Google search and being disintermediated, social media being disintermediated, and then apps, you're constantly YouTube. The people who are running those ecosystems change the rules.
Yeah.
And you lose access to your actual customers that you build up through your friends and followers, right? They just deprecate it immediately. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to take inside.com and make it email newsletter company.
Yeah.
And then I started wondering, am I going to be at risk of Gmail, specifically Google and Gmail, disintermediating me again? Yeah. And sure enough, they put up these 4 tabs. Promotions, forums,
social.
Yeah. Was that a move to control marketing into the email box or in users' best interest or somewhere in between? Because the cynic in me believes that they were trying not just to make life easier for users, but maybe negate people's ability to marketers' ability to get into inboxes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it genuinely came from a place of wanting to improve the user experience. What we found that was remarkable was from the introduction of the tabs, and we had, as you would imagine, lots of customers who were very concerned about it. Oh my gosh, what's it going to do to my open rates and my click-through rates? And that drives a lot of revenue for our customers. Yeah. And what was remarkable, it actually didn't have a material impact for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's something on the order of about 60-something% of the emails we deliver on behalf of whatever our latest public number was, 70,000, I think was the latest public, 74,000 paying customers, another 120,000 free customers. Where was I going with that?
The deliverability, 60%?
Oh, that 60% are opened on a mobile device.
Oh.
And you know what? On a mobile device, there are no tabs.
Yeah.
As it turns out.
Yeah.
And because just the form factor, you don't do the tabs. And those that were on desktop, it didn't have as big of an impact on open and click-through rates because the people that really cared and were engaged with the brands, they went and found them.
It does seem that those brands also, when you interact with email in your promotions tab, or one of those other tabs that's not the inbox, does it automatically Gmail send it over to your main box? That's something I've been trying to figure out. So let's say you read Stratechery every day or Inside San Francisco every day.
Yeah.
If you're opening it every day and it's in your promotions tab, does it automatically move it?
That's a good question. They use so much machine learning over there. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Yeah. I know that from my own experience having used it, it's like a very simple click to say move to my primary tab, my primary inbox.
Email is having a huge resurgence.
Yes.
The last year or two has been amazing how every startup and all these companies are saying, we got to get back to email.
Yeah.
When we get back from this quick break, I want to know what's behind that. Mm-hmm. And then what is the value of an email subscriber or an email address versus, say, having a follower on a social network when we get back on This Week in Startups.